Hi, my name is Yonathan Beruk, and I'm with a program called MMRTI. Just recently, actually, we collaborated with Seattle University and Yesler Community Center to make a program for youth to document life in Yesler community. There's people living in the terrace for about 40 to 50 years. And that terrace is like a family. They're a really close-knit community that have been together for a long time through hardships and through good times as well. Recently, there's been talks of redevelopment of Yesler Terrace, where they are, it's a construction project for about 15 years that would take the homes of all of the residents living in Yesler Terrace. The people in this program are the youth at Yesler Terrace who are wanting to stand up and raise awareness about their community and how it isn't fair that it is being destroyed. This program took 13 individuals and put them in a room with a highly trained and professional in the field of journalism, video editing, reporting, and recording. And these 13 individuals had to make 6 films or documentaries that represented the community in which they lived in. These documentaries were shown at the Northwest African American Museum on August 29th, 2012. There was a big celebration and a congratulations to all of the youth that participated in the program. They were rewarded with a certificate for going through the course, as well as $600 each. This was really good for the community and the youth, who not only learned about technology, but were able to utilize that knowledge to help their community. Programs such as this in the future should be sure to do the same and not only be rewarded, but also learn about technology and how to use it to help yourself and the community. We encourage the youth to participate in these kind of programs in the future. We will continue to have programs like this, and they're really good, not only learning and bonding experience, but a good way to help your community. If you'd like to participate in these programs in the future, please contact MMRTI at 206-838-6359 or come down to our office on 23rd in Jackson. Thank you for watching.
How's everybody doing? My name is Michael Alam, and I'm an intern working at Yesler RegTech Youth Media. And we were basically documenting Yesler Terrace, and we picked our own topics and focusing on different things. We interviewed different people, and then we met different experts who helped us work on this video. We've been working for the past 6 weeks. We've learned all different things about our community, and I've lived in Yesler for 7 years, and I've learned more in these past 6 weeks than I have actually learned in those 7 years. So it was an eye-opener. And over here I have our other interns. They will talk about their videos and what they did.
Hi, my name is Rakik Mashisha, and I'm a sophomore at Holy Names Academy. My video that I worked on, I guess, is about gardens in Yesler Terrace, and we chose that topic in our group because we saw more of the elderly residents that had gardens in the lawn spaces that they had. We talked about how the redevelopment would affect their gardening, and after the redevelopment they would have gardens and space to garden. So I hope you guys really enjoy the video.
The terrace was built like this. They used to have a streetcar going down the hill down here. When I was a little kid, I used to beat the streetcar coming up this hill. And the streetcar was being pulled by horses. And then the changes came. Streetcars were being pulled by electricity. When I was here, I was 11 years old. Yesler Terrace was nothing but a big church when I was here. And what was here was trees, cherry trees, apple trees, and a community of Chinese. Then when the church was torn down, Yesler Terrace was built. I was here living on Jackson Street, about 2 blocks away from here.
So Seattle Housing Authority goes through the 6 years or more of trying to figure out a proposal for how to generate enough money to replace the housing, build better parks, build better streets, build better sidewalks. In order to achieve those things, they need to come to the city and ask the city for different ways to build buildings, different heights, different ways that the building connects with the street and the sidewalk, different approaches to parks, probably some swaps in how some of the property there works. So we get the proposal from them, and we go out to the community and we truth test it. We try to talk to people and say, okay, here's what Seattle Housing Authority proposes to do. Here's how they envision making a great community over the next 20 years for people who come after us. How much of this rings true? Seattle Housing Authority is clear and on the record that if someone wants to move back, they are guaranteed the ability to move back. What we learned at High Point, at Rainier Vista, at New Holly, not every family wants to move back. And so you also don't want to require people to have to come back. Everybody should have the freedom to make a choice about where they can build their best life.
In any major redevelopment, in any kind of change, there's a lot of potential anxiety that occurs in terms of what will happen and what will happen with residents, what will the future of the neighborhood look like, what will be the livability of the neighborhood. And I think the most important thing is dialogue and direct dialogue and engagement.
To talk about what people's priorities are and what they would like to see for the future of Yesler. That future is a little bit difficult because if you're living there right now, you really care about the way Yesler functions for you and your family. You also have to think in the future to think, okay, if Yesler does get redone, how would I like it to work for me and my family? And how do I think 30 years out for when me and my family are no longer here and it has to function well for a whole different group of people who I don't know where they come from, I don't know what their needs might be, but how do I make my best effort to guess at how to make a great community for them?
Because even though the housing will be gone, the memories will be here.
If I move, what I leave behind is a lot of things that happened in Yesler Terrace that I grew up in.
It's like a diverse community, seeing a whole different cultures, different backgrounds, different faces. That's what I like about my neighborhood.
Really, so many people. I feel like I have a whole lot of brothers and sisters, cousins, nieces, nephews, even uncles and aunts in some sorts. So really it's the community. The community is what I appreciate.
But I do have concerns about whether or not we can keep the good things that are already here in Yesler Terrace, keep those parts here through the process.
Hi, my name is Johanna Gebrigorgis. I'm 14 years old and I go to Garfield High School. I lived in Yesler for 14 years, my whole life. My experience with RecTech program was great and I'm glad I did it. During the summer at the program, we took pictures and we made our own videos. We also explored Yesler. My group, Team Una, we made videos about childcare and basketball that took place in Yesler. Personally, I have chosen and worked on basketball, the basketball project, because they have a program that Roger for Africa sponsors to do the summer league for the middle and high school boys. They inspired me to do this project about basketball because I have seen that they have commitments, goals, and responsibilities. My experiences with the importance of basketball at Yesler Community Center inspired me to create this video devoted to basketball. I chose it because I've seen a lot of students and people and some of my friends go to Yesler and they go straight to the court. Like Seal, he every single time I go in the community center, I always see him playing every single day, and I know he's trying to get better like some of the other people too. And I help out, I volunteer at Yesler Community Center, and I wanted to do a video about Yesler basketball because that gave me a lot of details to do, and that's why I chose it. So I hope you guys like the video.
Well, Yesler Terrace is it's a pretty small neighborhood because everybody knows everybody basically, and everybody's friends with everybody. I really don't see any beef in Yesler Terrace. You can pretty much make a new friend in Yesler Terrace pretty easy.
Well, my main reason for coming back here to coach is because I grew up in this neighborhood. I had a lot of wonderful years playing basketball under great coaching myself, and the biggest part is being a mentor to the young youth here and try to lead them down the right path, and so that's why I do it. I've been coaching for about 6 years now, so I've coached most recently 8 and 9-year-olds, but I've coached all the way up to 15, 16-year-olds, and then also 11, 12s and 13, 14s or so. So just about from 8 to 16. And then 1 year I also coached girls as well, but most of every other year it's been boys.
Coaching is dope because you get to teach these kids more than what they already know about basketball. And I've been playing basketball for like 15 years and I'm not really good, but I understand basketball, so it makes a difference. I know majority of the kids that I coach, and I know that I can give some pointers on their basketball skills and help them, and even with their self-esteem and their self-respect. So I wanted to really help these kids on another level other than just being a regular person from Yesler.
And I love basketball, and I want to get better, so I play.
Well, what kind of troubles me the most is what kind of youth will be here after the redevelopment, seeing how it's supposed to be mixed income housing, and right now it's all low income, and my target youth are low income youth because more likely than not they're going to have more obstacles than youth with wealth in their family or even a bit of money in their family. I think that's like the easiest way for me to give back, or the way that I know best to give back, because I'm knowledgeable about basketball and I also feel like I can connect best in this kind of environment rather than like a teen program or something. Well, I could probably do okay in that, but since I'm most comfortable with basketball, that's why I chose that.
The point of coaching is to kind of be a mentor and a guide for these kids, more so on the court, but they know me off the court too, so so I can play both parts, a friend and a coach, so the strict part and the fun part, so it's pretty cool. And I chose to be a coach actually, so that we can have this mini tournament going on for these kids so they can have fun and be productive out of the streets and in the gym where it's safe and positive.
Generally, I trust most of the youth here. I think they're all doing well for themselves, but it's just nice to have that grown-up type role model to keep them on the right path. I'm not taking any kind of credit for what they've been doing themselves. If I come back after redevelopment happens and there aren't too many youth that grew up with troubled circumstances or more obstacles in their way, I'd probably move to a different neighborhood that needs more help, so to speak.
Some of these kids is hard-headed, but you got to keep going, you got to be patient, and you got to be positive. Encourage positive thinking to the kids, and then it'll reflect off of their actions. I'm from Yesler, YTP 8th block.
I've been playing basketball for 5 years now, I think, and what I've learned is that work hard and you'll have a future.
Lena Salmon Hyla. I'm 15 years old and I go to Garfield High School. I was in the Team Powerhouse and we decided to cover the community center because I think that the community center is a big part of Yesler Terrace, and to understand the community of Yesler Terrace, you need to understand the community of the community center. And I learned that through the perspective of workers like Zap over here and people who go to the community center like every day. And I try to show their view to the redevelopment and how they think about it. And I hope you like the video. Yeah.
What does it say?
Newspaper said 25 years after 25 years people come back. This area they have downtown.
Yeah.
A lot of housing they buy, a lot of people, rich people already buy. I'll come back here.
No refugees?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's no meeting the Seattle housing, that's only talking already close customer. Before it is nice, now a lot of change rule that because the African people nobody finish high school. The only the kids, little kids is finish high school. The old people nobody finish high school. Everybody coming to my country. The Kajal can say after 5 years everybody close because they give me the high school of Parliament. I'm a chi. Nobody do it because I old man, old woman. I have kids take care. I don't have time to go to school. That's America blame the refugee people. Everybody opened the childcare before. Yeah. Now nobody open.
So it will be very hard for you to do after this new rule. When is going the new rule start?
Already start this year, the March.
I like to take care of kids. I'm so happy with the kid every time. Now it's too hard because construction is coming. Business will come in not very good because if construction coming, everything will be changed. It's very difficult to take care of the parent to bring the kid, too much noise in. Some people, they don't like that. I don't know how we continue. Sit here, we eat here, we join, not only my daycare kid, you know. Everybody play here, I put my eye on. So I'm a mother of everybody.
Do you think childcare services in Yesler Community Center will still continue after the redevelopment?
I'm so worried, I don't know.
Yeah, see, what she was saying, because they will not have maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I'm so worried. I'm not so sure. I'm so worried.
Are you the?
But I hope it will continue. I support the family. So I don't want to go back to welfare. I don't want to go back to apply the full stamp. I just want to be independent. That's why I do the childcare. Yeah. Maybe some people, they have business here like daycare, they're going to lose because the house is demolished. You understand? We are very worried, for real. And I don't know, Seattle Housing always keep promise. It doesn't go any far away because they keep promise in Rainier Vista, they didn't keep the promise well. They keep promise in the High Point, they didn't keep well. So we don't know, maybe so even Yesler, same thing.
Right now we have 25 active child cares at Yesler Terrace. There will still be child care, home-based businesses in the community after redevelopment. In fact, the Seattle Housing Authority promised to build homes that will meet the Department of Learning standards, so they will be able to continue their home-based child care businesses. Child cares are very important to the community for many reasons, because if I'm working at a graveyard shift, a night shift, or I work a part-time job, how convenient is it for me to just go 2 blocks down the road and say, hey, can you watch my child? So to have local access to child care is a wonderful thing. The house meets the family's need first. So housing is the units are meant for housing, right? But if they don't disturb other neighbors, the peace and joy and quietment of other folks, then people can come into the office here and say, I'm interested in opening up a child care, and we would simply walk them through this list and how they can do that. Do that in 2 ways. Like I said earlier, there will be designated homes for folks who have a home-based business right now for running at least 2 years. They'll be able to continue their business after redevelopment. If they're interested in commercial space, we know that in phase 1, there will be affordable commercial space made available to those who want to expand their business in a commercial area. But as far as having run their business in their home, that is something that Seattle Housing Authority has promised them. I lived in, I grew up in Yesler Terrace myself. So I lived in 623, which is right here. We lived in a 2-bedroom, me, my brother, and my mom and dad. So, and we lived there for 13 years.